Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing great. Thank you for all the cards and gifts. I'll turn it here so you can see all the cards we've gotten. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate it, and Merry Christmas to you too. So, we finally have a new source, and we have the 2018 service report. And this was great news to us. Now, even though, we still really don't believe the true numbers on these, but you can still use their numbers to kind of get a guesstimate of how many are leaving. So they are pleased to share encouraging highlights from the 2018 Service Year Report of Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide. The peak number of publishers was 8,579,909. Now we know when they say peak publishers, that means they just take the highest number of the year and that's what they use for peak publishers. It doesn't necessarily mean, that's how many there really is. And it is usually a lot different than average publishers. So their average publishers for last year was only 8,248,982. And they don't have the average publishers in this letter. But I just wanted to do a little bit math, and it is especially encouraging to note that 281,744 were baptized. Now we know most of these are children, but if you minus how many were baptized from the 8.5 million, you get 8,298,165. Compared to last year's peak number of 8,457,107. That's 158,942 missing. And like I said, this is just using their numbers that, could be, pencil whipped or wrong. So just using their numbers, and not counting those baptized, there's still 158,000 missing from, last year. So they're right. This was very encouraging news for all of us. And I want to thank our source for giving us this information. We appreciate it very much. And we appreciate all the hard work you're doing. Now, I'm going to put the link down below to an obituary that I thought was interesting. And I'm not going to mention the person's name out of respect for the dead. But I just have to ask, this was on Facebook. How did this guy either get a Kingdom Hall memorial, or how did all this information get into his obit? Because it brings up questions, of had he put all of this in the past and somebody just put this in his obituary because, maybe non-JW family were proud of, all of this. So I'm just going to read this. Blank, 99 of Fort Myers, Florida, formerly of Naples, Florida, and Platteville, Wisconsin, passed away suddenly at Lee Health Park on December 10, 2018. A memorial service will be held Saturday, December 22nd, 2018 at 3:30 p.m. at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, 10850 Gladiolus Drive, Fort Myers, Florida. Then they go on to talk about all his accomplishments, but I just wanted to hit just a few things that I caught. Okay, it does say, at their congregation in Fort Myers, Pete was proud of his service in World War II. That's fine. Nothing wrong with being in the military. Pete enjoyed his life in Platteville, cherishing his friends and providing service to the community that he was so proud of. He was a member of the Scottish Rite 32-degree Freemasonry. Was a member. Doesn't say used to be, he was a member. Zor Schreiner served as a board member of the First National Bank, member of the Platteville Chamber of Commerce, and member of the Church Council of the First English Lutheran Church, sponsor of Little League teams, and organizer for Maxwell Street Days. I just have to ask. There's a lot of questions. how come the normal rank and file, this would be considered apostasy according to Watchtower's views, especially being, a Shriner and a 32-degree Freemason. And I have nothing against those organizations, but I just want to point out Watchtower's hypocrisy on this. My dad couldn't have a memorial in the Kingdom Hall because he was an atheist. So how did this guy get in to have a memorial at the Kingdom Hall? Was he a big donor? Did his estate go to Watchtower? I gotta ask. Now at the last sentence at the bottom it says, in lieu of flowers, memorials may be given to Watchtower Bible Tract Society or the charity of your choice. So see, they're still there grabbing money from this guy's memorial. Wow. Wow. And I want to thank everybody so much for your emails. My inbox just exploded this past weekend with many, many emails. And, I appreciate your patience. It's going to take me a while to go through all of these. But there's some interesting things going on about the last video we had done about clarity of the congregations and how they had let their tax-exempt, charity status lapse. So I don't want to give Watchtower a heads up, but I just wanted to let you know, guys, there's some interesting things going on now behind the scenes. Now I just want to add in here real quick, I had someone who claimed to be a current Jehovah's Witness arguing with me about C.T. Russell and the pyramid at his grave site, in that area that Watchtower has their plots. And he said that it was Rutherford, that erected that pyramid and Russell had nothing to do with it. And I know there's been questions in the past about that, and so I just wanted to, bring out something real quick. Now, I happen to have a lot of the convention reports from the International Bible Students in our Beast. Now, this is from the 1919 IBSA convention. And on page 7, it says, at the grave, and it talks about, his funeral. There's a little poem. But I want to go about halfway down to this paragraph. We visited the marble works and there watched the workmen slowly but surely chisel out the monument to be erected as a memorial to the society. So this memorial was to be to the society. The Watchtower Society burial lots in Rosemont United Cemeteries, 5 miles due north of Pittsburgh City, contain ample grave space for all the members of the Bethel family and the Pilgrims, aka pioneers, and their wives. In all, more than 275 adult graves. So it isn't just Russell's there at Rosemont Cemetery. In the exact center of the Bethel lot will be erected diagonally the pyramid-shaped monument as designed by Brother Bonnet, B-O-H-N-E-T, and accepted by Brother Russell as the most fitting emblem for an endearing monument on the Society's burial space. Now, I also want to mention that many see that huge building in the background when they see the picture of this pyramid. That just happens to be one of the largest Freemason temples in this country. On to the convention report. The size of the structure is 9 feet across at the base, and its apex stone is exactly 7 feet above the ground surface level. It rests upon a concrete foundation 5 foot deep and heavily reinforced with barbed wire, the work of Brother Bonnet, who would not entrust this important task to anyone else, so we are sure the job was well done. Then they go on to describe it more. This is interesting. These monster blocks of pink granite, Brother Russell's favorite tent, were brought all the way from Granite Mountain quarries near Marble Falls City in Texas upon a special flat car and are said to be about 95% flint rock. Each slope of the pyramid will face one of the large lots, and on each of these slopes is cut a 4-inch embossment, a teacher's Bible, on the pages of which will appear the names of the ones buried there. The burial space for Brother Rutherford was indicated in his name, like that of Brother Russell, will be at the top of opposite Bible pages. A Bible space being set apart for the Pilgrims, aka pioneers, all in one lot of 48 grave space, so all their names will appear on the same Bible. Above the Bibles are spaces for inscriptions in full. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, International Bible Students Association, Dead with Christ, Risen with Christ, etc. And above these, the cross and crown and wreath. And the whole capped with the apex stone, highly polished, its shape, of course, being pyramidal. Within the structure, encased in a block of granite, will be a sealed metal box in which is a complete set of Caratol Scripture Studies, the Memorial Tower, and one of every track, photographs of Pastor Russell, a copy of the Society's charter, and many other things to interest the people who at some future date may open the pyramid and find them. So it's actually a time capsule. Not many people know that, and I'm sure many Jehovah's Witnesses do not know that. Brother William B. Hurst of Pittsburgh, who was Assistant Superintendent of the United Cemeteries under Brother Bonet's general charge, will have the care of Brother Russell's grave in the pilgrimage absence of Brother Bonet. It is expected the monument will be in place before the next decoration day. Any truth people desiring a chip of the stone send postage enough to carry a piece about the size of an egg with enough additional to pay the society for the trouble of having it wrapped for the mail. Best for class members to order collectively. And then there's another poem. So there you have it. Like I said, this is from the 1919 IBSA convention report. So pretty much, debunks that argument. So, and yeah, there is no way to prove whether he was a Freemason or not. And as we found out from a 32nd degree Freemason that's in our local area, who just happens to be an ex-JW also, he said that even if we called the local lodge and asked if he was a member, they would not tell us. They cannot tell you. So anyway, you all have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful week. Bye.